Welcome everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss about the oxidation reduction reactions, which is often called as redox reactions. This is one of the most important concept, and this is the basis for electrochemistry and also the calculation of equivalent weight and so many fundamental reactions. Let us go into the topic. Oxidation and reduction can be defined in many ways. First, let us look at the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of oxygen. If a species accepts oxygen during the course of the reaction, then it is said to be oxidation. On the other hand, if the species loses oxygen during the course of the reaction, then it is said to be reduction. Simply we can say oxidation is gaining of oxygen and reduction is losing of oxygen. So look at the simple example. So here magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. That means magnesium gains oxygen, so hence it is said to be oxidation. So on the other hand, if you look at the second reaction, in this reaction magnesium oxide reacts with carbon to form magnesium and carbon monoxide. See, look at the reaction here. Magnesium oxide loses the oxygen. That means by reacting with carbon, it loses the oxygen, hence it is said to be reduction. That means oxidation is gaining of oxygen. So here it is losing oxygen. Now let us discuss about the oxidation and reduction in terms of hydrogen, which is exactly opposite to that of the definition in terms of oxygen. Here oxidation means losing hydrogen and reduction means gaining hydrogen. So let us see the example, typical example. So ethanol is oxidized to acetaldehyde. Look at here. So ethanol loses the hydrogen molecule. So losing hydrogen, that is nothing but oxidation. So on the other hand, if a species accepts hydrogen, that is if it gains hydrogen, then it is said to be reduction. So the reverse reaction is reduction. The forward reaction is oxidation and the reverse reaction is reduction. Now let us discuss about the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of electrons, which is one of the most important definition. So according to this, oxidation is nothing but the loss of electrons and reduction is the gain of electrons. For instance, if a species loses electrons, that is said to be oxidation. See, the loss of electron is nothing but oxidation. On the other hand, if a species accepts electrons or if it gains electrons, then the process is reduction. So let us see one more example. For instance, the formation of sodium ion from sodium atom. So in this case, the valence electron is lost by sodium atom. So it is, and hence this process is oxidation. See, the loss of electron, hence it is oxidation. On the other hand, the chlorine atom gains an electron to become Cl minus, which is nothing but reduction. So simply we can remember oil rig, that is oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. You can refer this picture. This is nothing but the oil rig. So oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. You can easily remember by this way. Now let us learn about oxidation reduction reactions, that is redox reaction. We discussed about the definition of oxidation and reduction separately. That doesn't mean that oxidation alone will happen in a particular reaction and the reduction will be happen at some other reactions. Actually, it is not so. If there is oxidation in a particular reaction, there will be a reduction also happens in that particular reactions. Since the loss and gain of electrons are relative terms, and gain and loss of electrons will happen simultaneously during the course of the reaction. Hence, it is called as redox reaction, that is the reduction oxidation reactions. So mostly in the redox reactions, electron move between atoms. So consider atom A and atom B. So in this reaction, the electron move from the atom A to atom B. That means atom A is said to be oxidized. That means atom A is losing the electron, and hence the process is oxidation. On the other hand, if you look at the B is gaining electron, and hence it is, and the process is reduction, and B is said to be reduced. So in this reaction, the electrons move from atom A to atom B, and hence the reaction between A and B is said to be a redox reaction. So the most common example of redox reactions in our day-to-day life is rusting of iron, that is also a redox reaction, and oxidation of foodstuffs. So we mentioned only oxidation, but there will be reduction also happens in during the oxidation of foodstuffs. And cellular respiration, which is another important example of cellular redox reactions, and the photosynthesis, that is also a redox reaction. Now let us discuss about the oxidation and reduction reactions with one more example. Let us consider the formation of sodium chloride for this. So in this case, the sodium atom reacts with the chlorine atom to form sodium chloride. That means the sodium loses the electron and chlorine gains the electron during the formation of sodium chloride. You can see the reaction. See, the valence electrons of sodium is lost during the course of the reaction. See that this valence electron of sodium is lost, and which is gained by the chlorine, leading to the formation of Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. So since sodium loses the electron, it is said to be oxidation. See that the sodium atom loses the valence electron, so, and the loss of electron is nothing but oxidation. On the other hand, chlorine gains that electron to form Cl minus, and the gain of electron is nothing but reduction. So the formation of sodium chloride is a simple example for the redox reaction. Now let us learn about oxidizing and reducing agents. So to learn this, let us take these two atoms, atom A and atom B, and let us assume that the electrons move from atom A to atom B. So as per the definition, A loses the electron. That means A is undergoing oxidation, and A is said to be oxidized during the course of the reaction. That is, A is losing the electron to form the anion. And on the other hand, look at the B is gaining the electron given by A to form B minus. Let us assume that. So in this particular reaction, atom A is getting oxidized and atom B is getting reduced. So according to the definition, the species that is getting oxidized is said to be the reducing agent. So here A is getting oxidized, so that acts as the reducing agent for this reaction. On the other hand, look at the B is getting reduced, and hence it is said to be the oxidizing agent. You can check it out the definition. So oxidizing agent is the species that is reduced by itself, acts as the oxidizing agent, and reducing agent is the species which oxidized by itself, acts as the reducing agent. See, you can see that the B is pulling the electron from A, making A to get oxidized. So only it is B is said to be oxidizing agent. See that the electron from the A is pulled by B. That means B is making A to get oxidized. So only it is called as oxidizing agent. In the reverse way, we can say that A is pushing the electron to B, making B to get reduced. Hence, A is said to be the reducing agent and B is said to be the oxidizing agent. With understanding, let us find out the oxidizing and reducing agents in the formation of sodium chloride. So as we discussed earlier, sodium here is getting oxidized and chlorine is getting reduced because sodium is losing electron and chlorine is gaining the electron lost by sodium. So you can see that sodium is undergoing oxidation and chlorine is undergoing reduction. So as per the definition, here sodium itself is getting oxidized and hence it acts as the reducing agent, and chlorine itself is getting reduced in this reaction and hence it acts as the oxidizing agent. That means the valence shell electron of sodium is pulled by chlorine atom, making sodium to get oxidized, because when it pulls this electron, sodium will lose its electron. So chlorine makes the sodium to get oxidized and hence it is called as the oxidizing agent. In other way we can say that sodium pushes the electron to chlorine to make chlorine to get reduced. So hence sodium is called as the reducing agent in this particular reaction. As I said earlier, the redox reactions are the basics for understanding the electrochemistry. Let us consider a galvanic cell reaction between copper 2 plus and zinc. So zinc reacts with the copper 2 plus to form zinc 2 plus and copper. So in this reaction, zinc is getting oxidized to zinc 2 plus. Since the loss of electron takes place, the process is oxidation, and copper 2 plus is undergoing reduction. That means it gains 2 electrons to form copper. So now let us find out the oxidizing and reducing agent in this reaction. So as we discussed already, zinc is getting oxidized. Hence it is known as the reducing agent. So on the other hand, copper 2 plus is getting reduced and hence copper 2 plus is nothing but the oxidizing agent. So now let us look at the reverse reaction. See, in the reverse reaction, zinc 2 plus is getting reduced. So hence zinc 2 plus is said to be the oxidizing agent. And copper is getting oxidized in the reverse reaction and hence copper is said to be the reducing agent. And by definition you can see that the oxidizing agent has the higher oxidation state than its counterpart lying on the other side of the reaction. See, in this reaction, in the forward reaction, copper 2 plus is the oxidizing agent which is having higher oxidation state. That is, the oxidation state of copper 2 plus is plus 2, and in the other side you can find only copper, so which is having the oxidation state of 0. So oxidizing agent has the higher oxidation state, so higher oxidation state than its counterpart. So if you look at the reverse reaction, so the oxidizing reagent is zinc 2 plus. So zinc 2 plus has the highest oxidation state than zinc, and hence in the reverse reaction this is the oxidizing agent. So by this way you can remember. So this understanding will definitely help you to understand and learn the electrochemical concepts, which is one of the most important area. Thank you so much for listening. In my next video I'll be discussing about the oxidation number and its calculation, as well as the balancing the equation using oxidation number. If you have any doubts, you can reach me through the mail or you can post your queries in the comment section. So thank you so much.